Welcome to your Flex and Flow Challenge. My name is Kendra of Barre. I am here again with Emily of Home Sweet Pilates, and we is stretch and recovery class. We have made it to the end of this challenge. We are ready to feel length during our workouts and stretches. Let's start at the top of our mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Soften your knees. Roll your shoulders up, down, and back. Stack ears on top of shoulders, shoulders on top of hips, and let those arms just settle underneath your shoulders. Straighten your legs. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, gaze towards the top. Nice and tall, slide your shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, swan dive. Find a forward fold. Maybe your knees are soft at first. Let that head fall nice and heavy. No wrinkles in the back of that neck. Inhale, lift halfway up. So squeeze those fingertips all the way up and flatten your back. Shoulders are in line with your hips. Exhale, forward fold. Soften your knees, plant your hands, and then step back and lower onto your knees. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Good. Press the eyes of your hips forward. So moving from a tabletop into a modified plank. Keep your bum where it is. Bend your elbows. Lower your chest down in between your hands. Start to point your toes. Roll your shoulders. Lift your chest. Press yourself up to an up dog or cobra. But all we're going to do is rewind that. So if your thighs and knees are off the ground, lower those knees down. Start to lift your hips up. Start to bend your elbows lower to your forearms. Curl your toes underneath your feet. Start to straighten your legs. And then press into your hands. Lift off of those forearms. Downward facing dog. Spread those fingers out nice and wide. Curl your heels towards your mat. Tilt your tail towards the ceiling. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears. And on your exhale, press your rib cage towards your thigh. Inhale, rise off of your heels. Gaze towards your fingertips and tippy toe your way to the top of your back. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Drag those fingertips up your leg. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Tip all the way up. Gaze towards those thumbs. Let's do it again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands. Step back into your tabletop. Set the eyes of your hips forward. Bend your elbows. Hug your elbows towards your ribcage. Lower your chest. Point your toes. Inhale, lift your chest into the seat. Rewind that low to the feet. Pull those hips back into a tabletop, lower your forearms. Curl your toes underneath your heels. Begin to straighten your legs and then press off of those elbows and forearms. Downward facing dog. Head is heavy. No wrinkles in the back of that neck. Inhale, rise off of your heels. Gaze towards those fingertips. If you can. Forward, forward. Good. And slowly ragdoll your way up to standing posture. Head, neck, and shoulders are the last to rise. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, gaze towards your thumbs. This time, clasp your hands together, flip your palms, and as you exhale, pressing those palms away from your chest, softening your knees, tucking your tail, bringing your chin to your chest. On your inhale, grab hold of those shoulders, draw your elbows out, and then round your chest to the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank push-up position, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Step your back foot in between your option here to drop into that back knee. Option, placing your hands on your thigh, lifting your chest. Option, sweeping those arms up overhead. Good. Hips are heavy. Upper body is up off of those hips. Pull your belly in. Revolve onto your back heel. Open up to the front of the room. Arms come out to a T. Check out your stance. Front heel. If I drew a straight line all the way back, that's where the middle of my arch would be in the back foot. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Gaze over your front fingertips. Hinge over your front hip. Lift your front palm. And as you exhale, reverse that warrior. Backhand slides down your back leg. Just don't pull onto the outside of that knee. So your hands can rest on that thigh or calf. You can also take that back hand behind your back. Straighten your front leg. Bend into your front knee. Cover your hands. Step back into your plank. Lift your hips into your down dog. Let's do that on the other side. Step your front foot in between your hands. Option to drop into that back knee. Option to place your hands on that thigh. Square your hip. So pull that front hip back. And then that back hip presses forward. Inhale. Option to sweep those arms up overhead. Exhale. Revolve onto that back heel. Open up towards the back of your room. Bend into your front knee. Gaze over your front fingertips. Hinge over your front hip. Flip your palms. Exhale. Inhale. Reverse your warrior. Straighten your leg. Bend into your front knee. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back into a plank. Hips up and back. Down dog. 3 breaths here. We're going to do 3 that slow. 1 minute. Inhale, rise off your heels, gaze towards your fingers, tippy toe your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. And then just ragdoll your way up to standing position. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Clasp your hands, flip your palms. Exhale, round your back. Grab a hold of those shoulders. Inhale, roll your shoulders up, down, and back. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your feet back. Lift your hips, down dog. Back foot steps in between your hands. Inhale, find that crescent lunge. Exhale, revolve onto that back heel. Open to the front of the room, warrior 2. Inhale, hinge, flip, reverse that warrior. Straighten your front leg. Bend your front knee. Cartwheel down. Downward facing dog. Front foot steps in between those hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Back heel is lifted. Exhale, drop into that back heel. Warrior 2. Inhale, hinge, flip, reverse. Straighten your front leg. Bend your front knee. Cartwheel down. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Heels are heavy. Tilt your tail to the ceiling. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Exhale, this reach the spine. Top step or close in to seated position. Good. We're going to find a small straddle. So maybe those heels are on the outside edges of your mat, maybe a little bit narrower, maybe a little bit wider. Step ears on top of shoulders, shoulders on top of hips. Knit your rib cage together. Zip up your pants. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Gaze towards your thumbs with a flat back. Exhale, fold. So think about somebody pulling your heart beyond your big toes. Like surrender, melt down. Hands can reach towards those feet, chin, thigh. Good, and play around with the point and the flex of your feet, noticing how that might light up the back of your leg, light up your back body. Good, and slowly roll that spine up, stacking shoulders on top of hips, ears on top of shoulders. And then walk your feet in together, hip distance apart, perfectly fine. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, gaze towards your thumbs with a flat back. Exhale, hinge. Pull your belly and reach your heart beyond your big toes. Surrender, melt down. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Play around with pointing and flexing those feet. And when you're ready, roll up to a seated position. I'm going to scoop my bum forward, bend your knees, reach your arms up. Option, place your hands behind your thighs, elbows out. Exhale, find that C-shaped curve in your spine. We're going to lower all the way down to our back. Lower your hands down by your hips. Walk your feet in. Good. And adjust your spine. So I want the small of your back stamped onto your mat. Now press your shoulders and your shoulder blades into the floor. Open up through your chest. Extend your back leg to the ceiling. Bend your knee. Flex your foot. Open your hip. And then place the outside of that ankle right on top of your front thigh. We're going to move into a cactus. So bend your arms and then draw your elbows out to the side so those elbows are in line with your shoulders, fingertips to the ceiling. Good. Slowly start to lower those knuckles down to the mat. From the chest to the shoulders. Now begin to windshield wiper your leg from left to right, lowering that knee and thigh to the floor, sweeping it to the other side. You'll feel your thigh and that foot towards the floor. So try to keep those hands, shoulders, elbows on the ground as you sweep side to side. Good. Once you feel nice and even on your windshield, keep your figure four stacked that pretty kid. Lower your hands down by your side. Sit up through your head, neck, and shoulders. Option to reach your hands through your legs. Pick your bottom foot up off the mat. Clasp your hands. Exhale, maybe lower head, neck, and shoulders. Keeping that foot flex, that back foot flex. Protect your knees. Option to place those hands behind your thigh and begin to straighten your front leg. Option to start to walk your hands up your front leg, reaching for the base of your foot. If you do that and your head, neck, and shoulder rise, as you exhale, just let that settle back down. Good. Coming out of that posture the way you came in. So walk those legs. You can bend that knee, plant that foot, uncross your ankles, and then maybe take a windshield wiper side to side. Just one time left, one time right. And then plant your back foot, straighten your front foot, flex your front foot, bend your front knee, open your front hip, and then place that outside ankle right on top of that thigh. Let's find those cactus arms again. So bending your elbows, bringing your elbows out, shoulder out in line with your shoulders, fingertips to the ceiling, and then slowly lower the knuckles down to the mat. Begin to windshield wiper your figure four, that lower half. Then make sure you're breathing. Keep that chin off your chest. Give the throat some space. Let your windshield wipers feel nice and even on either side. And back to your center, lower your back. And then we're going to spread those knees. For me to do that, I got to sit up through my head, neck, and shoulders, pick that foot up off the ground, clasp your hands, and then maybe try to lay back down. Keeping that front foot flexed. Option, reach behind that thigh, straighten your leg. Option, begin to walk those arms, those hands up to that foot and lower back down. Good. Come out of that posture the way you came in. Lower that foot, uncross your ankles. Keep a couple of windshield wipers. And then let's find a happy baby. Come back to your center. Bring your knees into your chest. And then bring your knees out beyond your shoulders. Reach your arms on the inside of your leg. And then flex your feet, arms on the inside of your legs, hands come on the outside of your feet. Good. Now lift the bottom of your feet to the ceiling. As you exhale, pull down so that those thighs and knees are pressing towards the mat on either side of your foot. Up to rock. Side, side. Up to straighten out one leg at a time. Release those knees. Draw your knees in towards one another. Give yourself a nice tight hug. And then as you exhale, lower those feet back down onto the mat. Lower your hands down on either side. And let's take a glute bridge to stretch those quads and open up those hips. So press your heels into the floor. Lift the eyes of your hips to the ceiling. And then clasp your hands underneath your tail. And then pressing those knuckles towards your heels and maybe walking your shoulder blades together, lifting your hips a little higher. 3 breaths here. On your next exhale, release your feet slowly. Bring your knees into your chest. One more time. Rock yourself up to seated position. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, gaze towards the sun. Exhale, bring your hands to hearts. We needed that.